Hi everyone, this is Anthony Christie, the creator of Dark Myths or Luminous Ages comics. I'm here today to talk to you about a creature so powerful that even emperors feared it, and spiritual leaders in Japan also worshipped it and respected it. This creature knew about all 11,521 supernatural demonic creatures that existed and knew of its strengths and weaknesses, and it also warned leaders of plagues and disasters. Did they listen? I don't know. But you can watch in this episode and find out and tell me what you think. Hi everyone, I'm Anthony Christie, the creator of Dark Myths and the Luminous Ages comic series, and today I'm bringing you the story, The Creature That Warned Humanity About a Plague and No One Knows Why. If you enjoy strange, dark, mythological stories told by me, a human, then today's story will take you to two different countries, separated by ocean, separated by culture, but connected by one impossible creature. Because in both China and Japan, there are records of a being that was said to know everything. And when it appeared, it didn't ask for worship. It didn't demand sacrifice. It gave a warning, a harsh warning, and then it vanished. The beast is known as the Beast of Knowledge, or the Bai Ze in China. In ancient China, there's a legend about the Yellow Emperor, who was an emperor that existed at the time, one of the mythical founders of the Chinese civilization, or the legendary founders, and according to old texts, the emperor was traveling through remote mountainous wilderness when he encountered something no human was supposed to see. A creature stepped out from the mist. It had the body of an ox, the face of a lion. Sometimes it is described with multiple eyes, sometimes with horns, and sometimes a mane that shimmered like fire. This creature was called the Bai Ze, or Bai Ze, however you want to pronounce it. But what made it terrifying wasn't its appearance. It could speak, and not just speak, it claimed to know every monster and demon, all 11,521 in the known universe, and every supernatural entity to exist in the universe. The story says that the Yellow Emperor was so stunned, he sat down and began writing for hours, like in a trance. The Bai Ze dictated descriptions of thousands of spirits and monsters, what they looked like, what they feared, how they harmed people, and most importantly, how to defeat them. Those writings supposedly became a lost text that is known as the Bai Ze 2, or the Bai Ze 2, the diagrams of the White Marsh, or in simple terms, the Book of Monsters. And here's the unsettling part. The Bai Ze didn't ask for anything in return. It simply gave humanity knowledge and just disappeared, blatantly gone. Why? We don't know why. Was it protecting humans? Was it warning us? Was it cataloguing us? Now, after that, there's not much record of what happened to the Bai Ze, and there is fragments of the text in China gone missing, and there's some recordings of it, and people have books and stuff and parchments, but the book is gone. However, we're going to go into part 2, as this same creature appeared not in China but in Japan many hundreds or thousands of years in the future. Now fast forward centuries across the sea. In rural Japan during the Edo period, there are records from villages that speak of a strange being that appeared near farmland and river banks. But this time, the name was different. They called it the Hakutaku. Descriptions matched the Bai Ze almost exactly. Only the difference was it actually had a human face, not a lion-like face. So multiple eyes, beast-like body, supernatural intelligence. This time it didn't come to lecture an emperor. It came with a warning. It was seen in Mount Tateyama, Toyama Prefecture, According to local legend, the Hakutaku appeared on Mount Tateyama and one of Japan's holiest mountains to warn villagers of an impending deadly plague. Apparently, a holy person of the time walked up the mountain and encountered it and was told it taught the villagers and the people, they're the holy people, how to create protective talismans, medicinal talismans that save them from the disease. And this happened in the Edo period in Japan. And there is, during the Edo period, 1603 to 1867, images and paintings of the Hakutaku became extremely popular throughout Japan, appearing in homes as talisman or wards against evil spirits, diseases, and misfortune. Now, the cultural imagery is everywhere. In several Edo-era accounts, villagers reported this strange beast emerging and speaking directly to local leaders, warned them that a terrible plague was coming, and it described symptoms. It described how long it would last, and then it told them something chilling. If you draw my image and show it to the sick, you'll be protected. In Japanese folklore, images spread everywhere like wildfire. Some villagers heeded the call and did it, and some people didn't, and unfortunately the plague decimated areas in Japan in that period, in the Edo period. Now think about that. A creature appears, predicts a pandemic pretty much, gives medicinal guidance, instructs humans on how to copy its image for protection, and then it just vanishes. No attack, no destruction, just a warning, a chilling warning. Now the connection, they're both two countries have had this. Two different time periods, it's one creature. In China, it catalogues every creature, it reports of all the supernatural known entities. It does something different in that period of time, and then it comes in the future to Japan almost 3,000 years later, and then it reports and predicts a plague, and it warns people of danger. Some historians believe Japan's Hakutaku legend was directly inspired by the Chinese Bai Ze mythology, brought over through cultural exchange. However, but here's what's strange. The Japanese accounts are more specific, more practical, more urgent, almost like the creature's role evolved over time. In China, it educates, it warns people, and a document is written, or a book. In Japan, it intervenes. It actually gives people the warning, it tells them what's happening, and it's just a matter of faith whether you believed him or not. Was the Bai Ze Hakutaku just folklore though? Or was it symbolic embodiment of knowledge itself? Or something else entirely? We don't know. Because if a being appeared today, described a coming pandemic, told us exactly how to survive it, and then disappeared the hell off, would we listen? Or would we argue about it online, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, until it was too late? If you were standing in that village, and a creature stepped out of the mist, and calmly warned you that disease was coming, would you believe it? Or would you just turn away? And if humanity was given one clear warning before catastrophe, would we recognize it or ignore it? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next story. Meanwhile, if you like that story, I've actually written a whole graphic novel and comic anthology which actually talks about and shows the Bai Ze and the Hakutaku, and it has other short stories about monsters from China and Japan from different mythologies in the Luminous Ages series. The Bai Ze is actually, or the Hakutaku, whatever you want to call it, is actually one of the gods. It's the beast god in our universe. So if you love mythology in these tales, please comment, like, and subscribe. Your support is really appreciated. And not only that, I'll continue to make these really cool mythological stories and tap into different cultures and different stories and ideas and bring them to you in a cool format. So thank you for your time. This is Anthony Christou signing off. See you on the next episode of Dark Myths. Thank you for your time.